Okay, it looks like we're live. So welcome back. Today I'm doing more Advent of Code. So we are on to day 9, part 2 now. So yeah, let's just give it a read and then we'll get into it. So, of course, it would be nice to have even more history included in your report. Surely it's safe to just extrapolate backwards as well, right? For each history, repeat the process of finding differences until the sequence of differences is entirely 0. Then, rather than adding a 0 to the end and filling in the next values of each previous sequence, you should instead add a 0 to the beginning of your sequence of zeros, then fill in the new first values for each of the previous sequences. In particular, here's what the third example history looks like when extrapolating backwards in time. Okay, so yeah, it's just the same thing, but you subtract this time instead of adding. And it's also the start. So that is pretty simple, I think. So so it's the same test input, I suppose. So I think, yeah, so I think it's working. If I run it, it should. Oh yeah, this is on the test input. Let me do it on the regular input. I was very confused. I was like, that's not the right number at all. Yeah, so that is the same. So it is still working. It didn't break overnight without me touching it. Okay, so yeah, this is just print statements for debug. All right, so it's actually not very much that I have here, and it's really just changing this and changing it to add. Well, so hang on, let me think about it. So we need to first of all start with 0th instead of plus 1. So we just want to start at 0 always, right? So how can we do that? Let's see. So I kind of have to refamiliarize myself with this. So this is the differences. So here's what we're calculating. So this is the current one, or the current one plus 1 minus that. So we really need to go back more. So when we so this is data I. All right, let me add in these print statements, and then I can sort of see what's going on. So this is on the test data. So that is the same data as this. So basically, yeah, here's where we're printing it out, where this is actually helpful. Let's take a look. So yeah, for the last part, the diffs go there, and then it goes to there. So it's the same thing, generate the differences. But when we calculate this, actually, I think that's pretty much the same. It's just trying to think where it's at, because I don't exactly. So this is just print statements. This one, we're setting it equal to diffs. Okay. Then if they're all equal to 0. So it's really here that we have to change. So, yeah, right here. So let me try printing it out. Okay. Per add, which is, it's actually one of those. Okay, so let's see what that is then. Let me add per add, and I'll comment this one out again, because I don't need that. I don't think I have to change that at all. Okay, main. Alright, cur add is 8, so that is for this one here. Yeah, so 8, 2, 0. Alright, yeah, we don't print the last ones, but that's okay. That is okay. So, yeah, so instead we want to do 0. Do we just want to make this 0? I'm trying to think about how I want to change it, because I'm not sure exactly. Cur add is 0. So that's always going to be 0, so that's not what I want. Let me just see how I can shift this sort of to change what it is. So what are we printing here? So this is differences k and k plus 1. So this is k plus 1. So that's just sort of the way I can mark it. See what it is. So k plus 1, 15. So where is that at? So that's the last element of this. So this is, let's see, if we just change this to 0, then 30. So where is 30? 30 is there. Okay. 30 and 21. 16. So this, yeah, alright, so that's just the first line. So this is the line. So the line can stay the same. Then we just want to make this 0. I think that actually is how we make, right? And then we get the first element of the current line. 8. No, so we have 3. Okay, 0. 2. So that is what we want. That is what we want. Okay, so if we just change this to be 0, and then we print out cur add. Oops. Let's see. Okay, that wasn't Python. Yeah. So cur add is 0. Cur add is 2. So yeah, 0, 2, 0, So we don't print them all, but then it says 106. So we need to subtract rather than add. So I think I can do this, except we want this to be 0. So this is really just for the first one that it shows here. The first example. Let me see. So instead of that, I want to print out adding all the values together. So I want to print the sum at the end of a loop. Let's print the sum here. Sum is 105, sum is 45, sum is 18. Okay, so that's not right. What are the values that we're getting? I want to test input. Alright, so this actually is on the last one. So that is the one that we're working with. This one here. But it sums all of those. So that is -2. Correct is 2. And 0. Okay, 0, 2. So that is like the right pattern. Alright, let me change it so that we don't have any of these lines. Okay, so we get 60. So what do we want to do with it? Let me see, can I print the rest of them? The rest of the values. Actually put this in here and print out the differences K0. Just like that. You can see what I get for that. 5, -2. Okay, so 5, -2, +2, and 0. Okay, so that's right. We don't print the last one because of how this works, but I think if I do that, it will. It's always true. Okay, so that's not right then. So I don't remember how to make this work. Because I wanted to print the last one as well. So, do I need to actually... I need to make this an integer. Alright, that's fine. So difference is... Yeah, so then we print them all. So 5, 5, that. Okay, so then we need to change the sum. Adding all 3 values. What are the 3 values? Alright, okay, so that is fine. So that is what we're actually working with then. So we want that last 5. Because that's how we generate that. So... Okay, let me print that. For that. And see what we actually get for that. Because I'm trying to think how... I'm going to change that because it's not going to work. So I don't actually want to do this because I'm going to skip over it. So, yeah. This can be one of those again. That's fine. It's really where we end off. So we have 15. That right. Is that where we're at? Correct is 15. Okay, so that's not what I want. So I want this value that we get here. So that is trying to think. How do I get the last one here? 0 things. No. Yeah, I guess if we're working backwards, then it should be the 0th one, right? Why does it become that? Okay, correct is 30. So what the 30 is there. That is not what I want. I want 0. That is 10. Okay, so I want the one right before that. So, oh yeah, but we append it to the end, don't we? Don't we? Maybe not. And if I go to the next one, then we get 5. Okay, so yeah, we need to actually, we do need this to be an integer, right? Then do this. Oops. Let's see what happens then. Right, is 5. Okay, so that is what I want. And then, let me comment this one out to make sure we're in the right place. Okay, correct is 5. And then the sum is still 50, so I need to change this. It needs to be 1. No, shoot, that's not right. It needs to be 0, 0, right? Okay, so we get 5. Then we just add 5 twice, don't we? This one, it should just be 5. That is what I want it to be. So cur_add is actually what we need to add. So I don't need that at all. So sum is 5. Okay. Then let me actually undo this. Put it all back. Sum is 2. Okay, so that is right then. So let me try it on the actual input. I probably messed something up and it's not going to work first try. But I'll try it out. So 1005. Let's see what that is. That's the right answer. Okay. Yeah. All right. It wasn't too hard. It was basically just shifting the array. Yeah. That was pretty good. So day 9, part 2 solution. I'll go ahead and push that. Shoot. Actually, did I push the I need to get ignore because I thought, yeah, I guess I did. Shoot. Did I not have a get ignore? I swear I did at one point. Okay. Well, it must have gotten deleted at some point. That's okay. I will figure that out later. Alright, so day 10. That's where we're at. Let me count case from day 9. Just go build. And then I will take a look at day 9. So let me grab this. Actually, I'll grab all this. Okay. Day 10A. Alright, let me make sure it's all working. Hello world, perfect. Okay. So let's take a look at day 10. What have we got? Yeah, day 10, not too bad. We're getting it. Use the hang glider to ride the hot air from Desert Island all the way up to the floating metal island. This island is surprisingly cold and there definitely aren't any thermals to glide on, so you leave your hang glider behind. You wander around for a while, but you don't find any people or animals. However, you do occasionally find signposts labeled Hot Springs. Hot Spring. Okay, cool. Pointing in a similarly consistent direction. Maybe you can find someone at the hot springs and ask them where the desert machine parts are made. The landscape here is alien. Even the flowers and trees are made of metal. As you stop to admire some metal grass, you notice something metallic scurry away in your peripheral vision and jump into a big pipe. It didn't look like any animal you've ever seen. If you want a better look, you'll need to get ahead of it. Scanning the area, you discover that the entire field you're standing on is densely packed with pipes. It was hard to tell at first because they're all the same metallic silver color as the ground. Make a quick sketch of all of the surface pipes you can see, your puzzle input. The pipes are arranged in a two-dimensional grid of tiles. Ooh, this is interesting. Alright, vertical pipe, horizontal pipe, 90-degree bend, okay, all that. Okay, interesting. Based on the acoustics of the animal scurrying, you're confident the pipe that contains the animal is one large continuous loop. For example, here's a square loop of a pipe. Okay, that looks kind of weird to look at, but I see how it's going. If the animal had entered this loop in the northwest corner, the sketch would instead look like this. Okay. In the above diagram, the S-tile is still a 90-degree F-bend. You can tell because of how the adjacent pipes connect to it. Unfortunately, there are also many pipes that aren't connected to the loop. This sketch shows the same loop as above. Holy balls, that's hard to look at. Okay. F means what? 90-degree bend, okay. Okay. I see that. Is that okay? In the above diagram, you can still figure out which pipes form the main loop. They're the ones connected to S. Pipes those pipes connect to, pipes those pipes connect to, and so on. Every pipe in the main loop connects to its neighbors. connects its two neighbors, including S, which will have exactly two pipes connecting to it, and which is assumed to connect back to those two pipes. Here's a sketch that contains a slightly more complex main loop. Let me see if I can figure it out. So here's S. So this one is connecting to it. Not that one though. So these two connect to it then, and then it goes up here and around there, I guess. Okay, and that wait is J up? So what is J? Wait, where is J? Oh, J is right here, connecting north and west. Okay, yeah, so that is what it is. All right, so that goes all the way around like that, over here, I guess, and down here. Okay. Here's the same example with the extra non-main loop pipe tiles. Oh, okay, I didn't realize. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be pretty confusing, but okay. If you want to get out ahead of the animal, you should find the tile in the loop that is the farthest from the starting position, because the animal is in the pipe. It doesn't make sense to measure this by direct distance. Instead, you need to find the tile that would take the longest number of steps along the loop to reach from the starting point, regardless of which way around the loop the animal went. Okay. First example with the square loop. You can count the distance each tile in the loop is from the starting point like this. Okay. I see. In this example, the farthest point from the start is 4 steps away. Here's the more complex loop again. Okay, this makes sense. Okay. So I'll use this, I guess, as the test input. We had sort of 2 test inputs, so maybe I'll start with the simpler one. That doesn't have all the stuff to sort of identify it. So test input. Okay, test input, and just put that in there, and then I'll try to identify it. So, I think to start, I will read from the file. Read from the file. Test input, and I will just print the contents. All right, let's see what we get. Okay, so it did work. So I'm gonna start by making an enumerator. Yeah, so this will be pipes. All right, so we have vertical, horizontal. Okay, so this is northeast. Should this be NE? Perhaps. Northeast, northwest, southwest, and southeast. Okay. Ground. So that is like the dot. Okay, and then start. Okay. So then I need to basically categorize all that. So that is how we can start, is looping through it and categorizing based on what it is. I think that makes sense. Okay, so, yeah, here it is. Okay, it's not equal to that, then plus, and yeah, so let's just check. So I suppose, right now I'll just try to print it out based on what it is, and then I can form an array of it, a 2-dimensional array. If contents I equals, start with the simple one, dot, then maybe I'll make something like, pipes, current pipe, we can start at ground. It doesn't really matter what it starts as, because we'll set it on each iteration. Current pipe equals ground. Okay, so that's what we've got. Else if contents I equals, what were the other ones? I don't remember exactly. Equals this, and that is a vertical, so current pipe equals vertical. Else if, this could be a switch statement, I suppose, since they're all a single character. So, which, contents I. Okay, so case of dot. So I will actually do this. Case of that, case of dash, case of L, case of J, case of 7, case of F, and S. Okay. So current pipe equals ground. And also we need the break. Okay. And I would just copy this. Alright, so this one is starting. This one is which one? East. Okay, southwest. So J, which is northwest. Northeast. Right now, yep, okay. And then this is horizontal and vertical. Vertical. Okay. And then at the end, I will just print the current pipe. I'm not going to make it a fancy thing, so it's just going to print the integer, but that's okay. What we should have Print it all out. Okay, so 6 is the ground. I assume. Yes. Alright, 6 is ground. And then we have 3. So the last one is 3, which is 0. 3 northwest, which is J, which is right. Alright, so this all looks like it is being categorized correctly. So I suppose I'll make a 2-dimensional array, which can just be of these pipes. So yeah, we'll just have the I'm not gonna call it pipe. I'm gonna call it. Okay. Tiles. Yeah, we'll call it tiles. Okay, tiles. So it's gonna be a certain size. So maybe I'll actually initialize it in here. Let's see. I kind of want it to work on all inputs. Because they are different sizes. I think it's square, right? Oh shoot, this looks very, very weird to look at. Let me make that the actual input. So I will just input. Okay. That up and place it all in there. So I'm pretty sure it's square. 140 and shoot, it doesn't say. Alright, 141 because of the new line, so yeah. All good. So it is square. So we just get the width, then we're good. So I could just use another loop. Line equal new line, I plus. Instead, I can actually just have size. So we can size t width equals 0 and use width here instead. I can do it like that actually. So equal that, then width plus, and that should get the width. I think I still have to do something like that, but let's do this. Okay. Okay, and then just print the width after that. And I don't want to print all this. Okay, I is uncleared because it is now width. Yeah, okay, this is incomplete, so I'm just gonna placeholder value. Okay, 5. Is that right? 5. Okay, yes, that worked then. So we have the width. And then we also know the height is going to be height is width. Yeah, and then we can just initialize the array like this. So yeah, we have the tiles, which are width and height. Okay. Unused variable tiles, that's okay. So we have that. So that is going to correspond to that. And then we're gonna need like a width index in here. Yeah, probably a width and height index. So index and height index. And then yeah, so if I equals a new line. Something like that. And then each time we can just iterate the width index. Okay. So before we do that though, we want to actually set set in the tiles what we've got, basically. So W index, it might be swapped around actually. It might go height first. But like that, equals current height. And then we'll make sure that compiles. Alright, yeah. And then I can just iterate over it. Less than W index times H index. I think it's something like that. Actually, that's not gonna work out. Because it is 2. So I'll just do 2 loops. W index plus, and then we'll have a J. Height. It's H index. I guess I could just use height because it doesn't matter. But then I would just print out it out without a new line, and we'll print a new line for each of these. Yeah, and we'll just print tiles tiles IJ. Okay, so if I print it all out, that's not right. Kinda creepy. So I messed something up. What did I do here? Let me, that's Let me see what it says. Test, so it prints that out quite a few times. 30 times. Yeah, so that would... It's too many times. Huh. So, what is wrong? Maybe I did this wrong. With index, right, index plus plus. Shoot. I want to... Oh, that's right. They don't want to swap these. It doesn't really matter for this, though, but... Nope, that's still not right. Let me do, instead of W and... Oh, yeah, because we reset it, so that's not going to work. I need to use the actual width and height. Width and height. Okay. Then it should work. There we go. So that should correspond to this. This one specifically. So we have all dots. The second row should not all be dots, though, so that is not right. Shoot. Am I actually printing it somewhere else? Does not appear to be so. Why is there 2 rows of dots? Must have messed this up. Let's see. W index, H index. Dot dot. Does this need to be swapped? I don't think so. No, that's still not right. It's closer though. But it's shifted to the right a little bit. So maybe I need to swap these as well. No. Because that makes it closer to that. So what is... So I said 0. We iterated there. Okay, maybe actually I need to set this. Yeah, maybe I need to take this. I guess this could be in the switch thing as well, but I want to put this above that. Nope. Okay, that broke. Actually, so yeah, I'm gonna do that. Oh. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, let's see. That's not gonna change anything, but so why is it like that? W index. Yeah, it's shifted off by 1 for each one. So maybe I need to do equal to. I don't think so. I think it's gonna go out of bounds. Yeah. Okay. Width and height are the same though, so that's not a thing. Alright, so that one needs to be height. The first one needs to be height. I changed that. And then it doesn't matter for here though. Because they're the same. Okay. Why is it like this? Let me print F. Like that. Space. I. See what I is for each one. So we get 0. I need 2 spaces. Okay, 0, 0, 0, 0. So that's right. Yeah, well, actually, I guess I can tell this from the... Okay, so I don't know why I'm doing that, but okay. Seems like you are really a pro in Minecraft. Minecraft? I don't know what you mean. I mean, I'm not bad at Minecraft, but... yeah. I don't understand what that has to do with this, but okay. Yes. Okay. Okay, so why is it doing this? Am I forgetting one? So we reset that to 0. Let me think about how it's laid out. So, Oops. No, it's actually here. What if I do that? That shouldn't really change anything. Yeah, just, just as that. Why is it like, yeah, so that actually just shifts it to the side. So that's what it is. So that's not even right. Okay, well, let me see if this is even right. So 403. So what is 4? Which is southwest. Which is gonna be what? Which is 7. So 7. Okay, yeah, so this is not right. Because 7 is supposed to be up there. So that needs to be like flipped around. So pipe. So if I change this like this, then where is the 7 at? 4. Okay, 7 is up there then. And then 1, which is going to be that one. So 0, 1 is that. Okay, so that is more right. But it needs to be shifted over one more. So why is it like this? Because that's the right width. But there is, this side is supposed to be over here. So I don't know how that would have happened. Unless I need something wrong here. I don't know. This should not be very hard. I'm just missing something very stupid, probably. Okay, we iterate that. I can do that, really, as well. It shouldn't change anything, but, you know. So 213, let me just make sure. So 213, that's actually going to be right. Because 0, 1, 2, 3 is J. Yep, okay, so that is right then. It's just shifted over, and I don't know why. Maybe I messed something up with this. Let me 0 initialize. Shoot, actually, I don't remember how to do that with. Is that, no. No, okay, maybe I won't do that then. Okay. Okay, I don't know. Let me get the actual input and try it on that as well. See what happens. See what it looks like. Okay, actually that's gonna be way too hard to look. Let me do test input and grab that other. I need to make the file. Okay. And so they had this, which is more complicated. Yeah, and that's not the same. So if I run it now, what does that look like? So we have these, and then we have another one there. So it's not 4. So what is 4? Oh shoot, it says over here. So 6 and 0. So 0 is vertical. So it has a vertical. Why is there a vertical one here? There's one here. 2, 0, 1, 2, northeast. I feel like I should. Let me try it on this one. Look at this. Let's see. Hello, Buford. How are you doing? One, so that's horizontal, so that's right. Then 4. 4 is 4, 7. I think 4 is 7. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So that one looks right then. And then, no. Shoot. Because 4 and 4. There's not 2 7s over here. So what is that? Yeah, so it's a little off. And I don't know why exactly. Could it be in here? Let me print. Print out the code pipe, as well as printing a new line, for each new one. Okay. Let me not print this as well. And let's see what happens. Been working on a bug for 2 days and couldn't fix it. And it's still not fixed? Or did you just fix it today? Is that what you mean? Well, that's obviously wrong. Why is there a 5 there? Fixed it today. Let's go. That is great. Glad to hear it. What was the bug? So maybe... shoot, because I'm doing that. Actually, that shouldn't matter. Yeah. Okay. Maybe this isn't starting right. Turns out it was driver's fault. A driver issue? That's 5. Why is that 6? 0 is vertical. I should actually move this in here. Yeah. It doesn't change anything, but I feel like I should do that. So what is the 5? 5 is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So southeast, which is F. Okay, so why is there an F in the corner there? There is actually one. So why is it not lined up properly? Yeah, I don't know. It's like missing the first one. Why is there 2 4s there? This is very strange. So 5 and 5. So what is this about? Yeah, we have all these extra dots in it. Okay. Because this is the ground. So whatever I set this to, it's going to read that. I know what it is. I am stupid. Okay, I forgot to account for spaces. So just case of space. Then continue. Yeah, without iterating or anything like that. Okay, and that should actually fix it, right? No. The driver resets the touchscreen configuration every time I call the screen clear, which is supposed to clear the selected buffer on screen. So I lose touch capabilities. I see. Implemented my own version to solve it. That's pretty cool. How difficult was it to do? That did not work. So what else is there besides space? I guess there is no space in here. So wait, what's the deal then? Oh, I want to continue with the new line, actually. That's what it is. Okay, there we go. That is more like it. I think that's actually right now. 1, 4, so that's... Yeah, alright, so that is right then. So that was just the issue. I forgot to skip over that. Okay. Okay, so now if I do this, it should be corrected left. Okay, so the 0 is those. So that is actually right. Alright, perfect. So now that is working. So we are categorizing it correctly. Alright, so what do we need to do now? So we need to basically generate which ones are connecting. So there's only 2 that are going to be connecting into it. It seems like it might be kind of... So probably could use a switch statement for it. But we might need another enum for just... Well, I guess it could just be a boolean. Like is connecting or not connecting. And yeah, we could just... So how could I use memset the whole array and call draw function? Nice. Pretty cool. Is it for like a work thing or oh, it's for school? All open source it once I graduate in February. Alright, very cool. Graduating, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Why is there a bunch of spaces though? Because I'm printing it here. Okay. Cool stuff. Alright, so what I need to do is check the surrounding ones. And if, depending on what they are, see if they connect into it. So, basically, yeah, depending on where it's at, different ones can connect to it. So, if it's up here, then only certain ones can connect to it. And if it's to the left, and so we only need to look up directly, left directly, right directly, and down directly. My final project. Nice, nice. So, that's pretty cool. Making a smartwatch in C. Ooh, yeah. I think you talked about that before. That's pretty cool. pretty cool. Do you have to do hardware stuff as well, or is it just like the software for it? I'm going to change to the test input. Yeah, and try to generate that. So, yeah, that is actually right. So we just need to go to the, really want to find the starting one. So I could probably, if it's starting, then I can make like a starting index, which is going to be, well, it's like a, I could even make a structure for it, like a vector. Yeah, just like a vector 2. And it can just have an x and y, basically. So, x, yeah. And then I could set this, to starting equals 0. Yeah. And then starting.x equals w index, and then starting.y equals height index. And then I should be able to use that for the starting position. So if I print out, I'll just do it at the end so it's easy. Starting. Okay, print out, yeah, and then use starting.x and starting, actually this one should be x, right? This one's x, and this is y. Then it should print out, it didn't print anything. Oh yeah, it did, 6. Is that right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's not right. Maybe I need to swap this. Maybe I did something wrong. It's still 6. So, okay. Let me actually check this. So if as ij equals starting, then I would just print out let's see, tiles I and j, and I can see what they are. And then I can also print I and j here. Well, the starting. Yeah, starting dot x and starting dot y. Then I can see if they match up or why they do not. Okay. 0, 0. Oh, so it did not get set. Why? Because we have it starting. Because that, shoot, do we not? Oh, shoot. The starting does not get set. So, case of S. Is it not S? Oh, we don't have a starting. There is no starting in this one. In the test input that I was using. So, yeah, I need to do this one. Okay, that is why it was not working. So, there we go. 1, 1, 1, starting at 7. So that actually did work now. Okay, so I didn't actually need to do this. I just needed to use the right data. Okay, so that's where we're gonna start from. And then we just need to look at the ones surrounding it, and then go to whichever pipe connects, and just make a loop, basically. And change what they correspond to. So, what's the way to do that? So, I could make another array for it, or I could repurpose the same array if I make a structure for it. And this can just be, so it's going to have 2 fields, basically. So it'll have a connecting. So if it's not connecting, then we just basically completely ignore it. Connecting, and don't want to do it like that. Probably. And then also we can have the pipes. Type. Alright, and this can just be, this can be, how did it call it in here? What did I call this? Tiles. Sure, it can be a tile. So this can be a tile, tiles, and then we have to set, dot type equals that, and then we can print out the dot type, and it all should work pretty much the same. Yeah, okay, and then what we can do is we'll be able to set it to connecting or not. So, we want to start from that index. So, it should be set to, So 0 means not connecting. So it'll all be set to not connecting by default. Which I can actually test that to make sure. Tiles ij dot connecting equals 0. Then I will do this, and it should still print it all out exactly the same. And it does not. So I did it wrong. Do I not? Oh yeah, because I didn't 0 initialize it. So I can just do this. Not iterated though. So dot connecting equals 0. Then it should be all the same. Okay, there we go. So now the default is that, and then we'll need to set it to that. So I want to start I equals starting dot x, starting dot y, and that's going to print it starting there. I spelled starting wrong. Okay, and yes, that prints it starting at there, and it just goes around and prints. Okay, so yeah, that starts from here, and it just prints these ones, which that is really all that we need to worry about. Unless it connects upwards, so we can't really start from there. So, really just want to go until we reach the starting one. So yeah, we can start at 0. That's fine. But I guess we could start from there, because then we know. It's fine. If if I equals starting dot x, and y equals starting dot y, then start in. And it should print starting in there. Because it is J. Okay, starting, and that is at starting index, so perfect. Okay, so yeah, once we get to starting, we want to look at the ones surrounding it. So maybe I don't even want to do it in a loop like this. And instead I just want to, might be a good idea. Just look upward and then follow it. And it should eventually connect back. I think that would work. Yeah, rather than doing a loop. So, you can comment this loop out for now. Okay. Yeah, so basically, want to look at the one surrounding. So it's still going to be in a loop, but not one of those. So I'll just do a while true loop for now. And then we want to look at, so only the 4 surrounding it. So, so if, current, we need to set a current. So table current equals no, it's actually a tile. Not table. There we go. Tile. Tiles. Dot x and starting dot y. Okay, so that's the current. So we start there, and then if current so we need actually we need to store the index in there as well. We can just store it as that thing. Because that would make it easier. Or we could just have a structure here. So this can just be current location, and it can be equal to start starting dot x, and then starting dot y. And I need to actually, I can do it like that, or I can do this. And do this, and then just use current lock, and we'll start at that. And then current lock. No, so I want to use if current no, I don't want if shoot. Okay, if so tiles current lock dot x plus 1, so that would be the one directly next to it, to the right. Current lock dot y equals so what is the pipe that could connect to it from that side? So it's the 7, right? That's the only one that could ever be to the right. Oh, it could be 7 or J. So equals, let's see, so what is 7? 7 is south and west, or the same thing. Same thing. I might want to make a variable for this, or it's going to get pretty messy. We'll do this. I messed that up. Okay, equals, and what is the J? Northwest. Then printf connecting. So it is not in this case. Because it could be one of these as well. Okay, I forgot about horizontal. So yeah, or lock dot x plus 1 current lock dot y equals horizontal. Okay, okay. So I have some issues. Horizontal. What is this? Tile. Yeah, I need to do dot type. Okay. User variable current. Oh yeah, so I might not actually, well, I do want to set stuff. So main, and that loops forever, because I forgot to break. Well, so it should be at the start, so I must have done something wrong. Because it does not print that. So, let me print dot type, and it should be 7. It is 7, okay. And then let me print out tiles current lock dot x plus 1 current lock dot y. Let's see, well, that type grid. Let's see what it says. 0. So does that should go backwards, because this should be 0. So what if I do minus 1? Because 0 is one of those, so minus 1 is also 0. Because I didn't change the right place. That is a 6er. So 0 is actually vertical. Oh shoot, so, oh dang. So I need to actually swap these, because that is wrong. So dot y and dot x, dot y. So that's actually modifying the y. So I really want this. So plus 1. And we get 1, which is the horizontal, which is right. Okay, so this needs to be swapped around. Alright, yeah, I forget that it is kind of weird, but okay. So plus 1, plus 1, plus 1. Okay, so there's only 3 types I can connect to this, and it is connecting. Alright, to start. So then we want to set the current equal to the one that is connecting. That is what we want to do, but we want to check all the different ones. I can do current equals. Okay, so actually, is there a better way to do this? Probably not. Current equals tiles. Current lock, dot y, lock, dot x. And then I can actually set it like this. So current lock, dot x equals x plus 1, and then set the y as well. So there's probably a better way to do this, but okay, and that should set the current one. But now we need to basically do the same thing for every different possible. So let me try grabbing these, right here. Okay, and then else if, and instead we want to use minus 1. So, minus 1 is going to be what? So that's going to be backwards. So it could be horizontal still. Minus 1 as well. So we still have the horizontal, but instead of that we have the L, which is which one? So we have L, which is northeast. Why should I do this one? Northeast. And then we have another one, which is going to be F, which is south and east. Okay. Okay, and that should be that. And then I can print F, connecting, which isn't going to print. Should not print at least. Okay, but if we start on the current current.x, let's see. We want plus 3 on the y, and then plus 1 on that. Then it should be 6. Shoot, what is 6? Plus 1 would go right there. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's actually a ground. Shoot. Oh, because it's plus 1, so it's right here. And y plus 3, 0, 1, 2. Oh, shoot, I went one too far, I think. So I think plus 2 is what I want. 3. Okay, so what is 3? 0, 1, 2, 3 is a J. Which is northeast. It should be in there. No, it's north and west, my bad. So I must have gotten triggered this one. So why is there a J there? Ooh, so it's right there. So I need to do plus 2 here as well. Yeah, because we look at the right first. So I am going to need to think about that, depending on which one we're coming from. But yeah, so that makes it work if we're at J. But then, if we go to J and then we go over here, then it's gonna be wrong, because it's gonna go back to J, and it's gonna keep going back and forth. But not if we check if it's already connecting. So actually, it should work out. So we do want to set current.connecting equals true, or equals 1. So we can do actually current.connecting equals 1 for all of these. So else if tiles current lot. So now we're going to look at the y. So +1 current lot dot x. That's all the same. Dot type. Actually, I'm going to copy paste it because why would I not? Yank that. Okay. So yeah, y +1. So that is going to be. Why don't you use LSP? Because I'm too lazy to set it up mostly. Yeah, I know it's super helpful, but I don't like setting that kind of stuff up. I don't know why. I never really have. Yeah. I don't know. There's not a good reason. It's just laziness. Okay, so y +1 is going to be down. So maybe I should do the -1 first. Because that kind of makes sense. Actually, I'll do plus, so it's the pad. Okay, so +1. So that's going to be here. So, any of these. So, whichever one is under it that could connect. So we have an L, that's a possibility, and the vertical. So this one's going to now be vertical. The L is which one? North and east. Okay. And then we also have a J, which is going to be north and west. Okay. Then we have to do this, and we have to do +1, and I did not reset this. Okay, I only need it for the one, so that's 1. 1 +1. Okay. Alright, and that should set it. Okay, and that should be fine then. And now, so if we start at this one, then we should be able to see that. So that's just y +1. And it should say connect. Well, let me get rid of this. Whoops. Get rid of this. Just to make sure. Connecting. Alright, perfect. So that is working then. That is working. Now we can look at the vertical one. And that is it, I think. Then we just have to basically organize the loop. And it should be good. So this is going to be -1. That is upward. So we could have F. We still have the vertical. Then we have F or 7. So F is going to be south. South and east. And then 7 is south and west. Okay. Yeah, change this for consistency. Okay, and then if I get rid of this connecting, and so it's really the same thing, but I need to start from, well, there's not really a place I can start, but I'm pretty sure it'll work. I do have to change it all to be the right thing, so minus, okay. So that should work then, and now if we just do it based on the current, so we just need to loop through again, and so we don't really need to set the current because we set it on each one of these, so that should be fine. Maybe I'll define it out here though. I'm not setting anything. Current is tiles, current lock, y, current lock, x. Just so it's out of the scope. Tile, current. Something like that. And then I don't need to set anything. I can still set dot connecting because we don't want it. We don't need to set that. Okay, and then I don't want to break at the end. But if what? No, we do want to set it in each loop because I want to set the current dot connecting in here, so that's why I need to do that. Okay, yeah, so how do we want to break the loop exactly? Well, first of all, we can do if current dot dot connecting. Well, that's not really how I want to check it. I want to check if the one that it's looking at is connecting. So I can do this, and I can do and. So I really need to wrap all of these in something like this. And just do And I'll break it onto a new line. And current dot connecting equals 0, because it cannot already be connecting. Otherwise we don't want to use it. So that should work out then. Yeah, so I can basically copy this. Well, I need to do this for all of them. Okay. Alright, and then I can copy this. Okay, and just paste it into here. Indent it as well. Let me see indented more, and then it will look. Actually, I don't want it because I want it to be on a different level of that. So that should be fine. Get rid of that, and just the one. No, none. Shoot, I copied the wrong line. No. Yeah, I'm gonna set up that, but okay. Here. Okay, and that one's already set. Okay, so that will check that. And if we get to the end, I think we can do else break. So if there's no more that are not connecting. Something like that. Let me see if that runs. Okay, so it does actually break. What are we printing? It only goes a few times though, so that's not quite right. So, here's the starting. So that is going to be starting here, and then it becomes 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it actually did go here, and then it broke. So the downward one did not quite work. Shoot, because it goes. No, it should. -1. Shoot, that is not right. -1. There we go. Okay, I still didn't fix it. Because the +1 is down anyway. Northwest. So, or vertical. Alright, so why did it stop then? Let me print, the current. Current.type. 1. Okay. So it's a horizontal. So, yeah, it stopped there. So it didn't go to the next one. So we printed that one, and then we went to that one, and then, okay, so the +1 did not work. So did I mess that up somewhere? +1.type. So 7 is south and west. I do handle that. Equals southwest. It should be southwest. I actually print the map as well. Without the starting, just print the map. Up here, then I could probably get a good idea of what's going on. So let's see. Print the map and I can compare. So we start here, and then we go over here. So we're at 1, and then the next one is 4, but it doesn't switch to it. So 4 is, let me just make sure it's right. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is southwest. Okay, so it should be southwest. We do have that. We do print that out, but then this doesn't. Is current got connecting not set to the right thing? Maybe I'll also print that out. Print lock.y, lock.x +1, dot connect, and I can see what that is as well. 0, 0. All right, so it is 0. So why does it not do that? Well, then it becomes 1. Shoot. I also want to print out. Let me copy this again and print out the y +1 as well. So that will be downward. Really, I'd like to print them all out, but you know. Okay, let's see. I can see that as well. 4 and then 6. So that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is the dots. That's right here. Okay. Yeah, let me print all of them out. Like this. So we have x -1 and y -1. Okay. Y -1 and x -1. Okay, I can see that. So, yeah, so these are all of them. I should probably print them on the same line, but with a space. And then print a new one. I can get an idea of where we are in the iteration. Okay, so that's kind of hard to read, actually. Just put a comma. It's going to be a training comma, but I'm not going to worry about that. Actually, I can do that. Okay, so yeah, we have... so we're starting here, and the one to the right is 1, and then that is connecting. So maybe... that way I can separate them in my brain. Okay, so there. 1, and it's not connecting. 0, so it is 0, which is below, which is correct. Okay. And then this is 6, which is to the left, and then 6 is up. Okay. So that all is fine. Then we go here, and we have some valid ones that we could go to. So we have 4 to the right. We have 6, we have 7, which is backwards, but we can't go to that one because it's already set. So let me actually set current connecting. Okay, I see the issue actually. I see what the issue is. This needs to be after the current is set, so I really need to use tiles current lock.y current lock.x plus 1. That's why it wasn't working. Because that's what I need to check for all of these. So I can actually probably query replace. Yeah. Current dot connecting equals 0 and replace that with tiles current lock.y, and I'm gonna have to change some stuff on it, but current lock.z, or x rather, I don't know why it said z. Do that, and then for this one we need y, we need x minus 1, and this we need y plus 1. Shoot, I forgot the dot connecting, so dot, whoops, connecting equals 0. Okay, and then it should actually work. Connecting equals 0. And here as well. Connecting equals 0. Okay, let's see what happens now. And now it loops forever, so that's not quite right. We go between 6 and 4. So what is 6 and 4? So that is, no, alright, not the main one. We do, yeah, so it looks like we're going between 7 and 1 actually. So 7, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is S. And 1. Which is horizontal pipe. So it just goes back and forth between these two, it looks like. But that one should be set to connecting. Okay. Did I mess this up somewhere? X, okay. Y plus 1 and Y minus 1. Okay. That's fine. It should get set though, so... Shoot, it's because we're setting current and not the actual tiles value. Yeah. So current should probably be a pointer then. Then I'd have to replace all like that. So maybe I'll just do this. And then I can just copy and paste. So that should be fine. Connecting equals 1. If we get in here, then we know that that's going to happen. So I can do that all the same for all of them. And I can get rid of this. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so, shoot, and I spelled connecting wrong. So, I can just quickly play it. Connecting. Okay, there we go. Spelled it right. So let's compile it now and run it, and there we go. So I think we went through all of them, and we generated all the ones that are connecting. So now, if I take this loop up here, and I print it out and only print the ones that are connecting, it should only print the valid ones. So if tiles I, j got connecting, then print them. Okay. 1, 4. Doesn't look right to me. 2, 1, 3. 2, yeah, that's 2, 1, and 3. We missed some. Was kind of in a weird order because of the way it's printed out, but 1, 4. So that's these ones. Yeah. The first one didn't get set, but that's okay. No, it should be connecting, so I don't, shoot, it's because I do this again. So really, I want... Yeah, like that. Okay. Then we do print it out. And we're still missing... no, because those... Yeah, so I need a space. else I'll just put in a space. And then I will be able to see it correctly. There we go. So that is what it looks like then. And that is actually right. So we generated that. So now we just need to basically find the farthest point from the starting position. So whichever one is equal to starting, we need the farthest point from that. Let me also try this on the test input, which is more complicated. Okay, let's see. So is that does not look right to me. So let me look at it. I think I used this one. So so here's the starting. Why is it all the way up here though? Maybe I'm not using that. Yeah, I'm using a different one. Okay. I am using, wait, which one is this? This. Okay. So starting is here. Alright, so I think it doesn't work. Because it's supposed to be the same. But it is not. Why? I see what happened. Okay. If the last one, let me actually look at it. So if, yes, I put it out at 2, so that was the current type. So this actually doesn't work, because it is fundamentally flawed. But what I can do, if current type is not equal, actually I won't, that's not going to make actually. The current type at the end, what was it on the test input? Let me look at that. It was nothing, so yeah. Nothing at all. But for this, it ends on 2. No, actually, that's not what it is. It's just putting that down. It is 2, though. Okay, but then we also have that down there. So, because it went like that. So it did get that properly. Then it went down. And then it got stuck here, because it tries to go left first. So that doesn't work. Okay, so I can't really set it like that. Okay, so this one, it should work on this one since there's no extra data in there. If I take it and put it as the, I'll just put it like the regular test input. It should work. Shoot, I'm using the wrong one, so that's why it did not. Yeah, so I do need to reconsider things. Okay, and it did not even work.